The recovery, once again the cross, they could shoot, and it's in!
That Montezagay Fran, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fran.
Over the right side, the shot and the goal!
Good afternoon and welcome to this UPSL National Finals Fall 2025 season round of 16 match between Omaha Street FC and Provo. We're actually coming at you today from Victoria Sports Park in Golden, Colorado, as you can see from the mountains there in the background. A beautiful part of the state. My name's Mark Turner. I'll be your commentator this evening with your incredible production team from Veta Media Sports. As you can see from the on-screen graphic, Provo Utah FC progressing to this match with a comprehensive 4-0 victory over Utah Rangers. Omaha Street FC having to battle it out with Arkansas Wolves, ultimately going through on penalty kicks. Either way, both teams finding their way to get to the final 16 and that much closer to a national championship title. Of course, these teams play in different conferences, but we want to provide you with a team comparison so you can see how they did in their respective divisions in this fall season. Omaha Street actually topping their division, which is made up of teams from Nebraska, South Dakota, and Iowa. Pretty impressive record, only one defeat across the entire season. Provo came third in their conference. Nevertheless, a pretty respectable record, only 2 defeats across the season. Their goals for and goals away records for the two teams almost identical, which hopefully means we'll have a fantastic close contest this evening. Omaha Street, by virtue of being the higher seed, are listed as the home team. Provo, Utah, the away team. That only really matters when it comes to locker rooms, because this game is being played on neutral ground, as I mentioned, in Golden, Colorado. Not sure if the teams drove or flew here for this match. We'll speculate a little bit more on that in a moment, and I'll provide you with some interesting distance information. For right now, though, let's look at the starting 11s. Omaha Street FC, number 1, Rodolfo Ramirez. Number 12, Jeremy Bernal. Number 5, Joel Aza-Makalele. Number 4, Jose Pena. Number 3, Jeff Sumeli. Number 14, Christopher Gallardo. Number 8, Cesar Hernandez. Number 15, Jonathan DeLuna. Number 10, Javier Bade. Number 17, Anthony Genchi. And number 18, Umar Sissoko. Head coach, Rodrigo Ratana. And for Provo, Utah FC, their starting 11 this evening: number 25, Mateus Keeper; number 19, Azriel Johnson; number 4, Luis Carrena; number 11, Carter Johnson; number 5, Diego Silva; number 16, Guille Lemme; number 6, Jordan Peña; number 18, Alejandro Silva; number 12, Leo Cabrera; number 10, Steve Yasso; number 9, Alex James, who also is their top goal scorer. More about him in a moment. And head coach, Christian Paraza. I mentioned Alex James for Provo, Utah FC. 16 goals to his name so far this season, which puts him just outside of the top 20 goal scorers in all of the UPSL Premier Leagues. He is one of, I think it's 8 players currently on 16 goals. So he'll be anxious to notch another and put some distance between him and some of his competitors. More than that, he'll be anxious to score this evening to help Provo, Utah advance to the quarterfinals. Right now, we're enjoying some drone footage over the stadium. And I'm not sure if this is live or not, but it could very well be. The weather in Colorado this winter has been ridiculously warm. In fact, I actually live in Colorado. This is one of the few times I get to commentate from my home state, which is very nice. But we have had one decent snow this entire winter so far. I'm sure if you would hear somebody say, hey, we're going to play a soccer game in Colorado at the beginning of January, you'd think they were crazy, that it was going to be minus weather and that there will be a foot of snow on the ground. Not so. In Golden, Colorado today, it's about 60 degrees, no snow, very little cloud cover, an absolutely beautiful spring day in January in Colorado. Quite crazy. Made for a very odd Christmas, let me tell you. It was difficult to get in the Christmas spirit when you go out wearing a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and a jacket, and within 10 minutes we're taking off the jacket and the sweatshirt. The t-shirt was all you needed. Not something we're used to here in Colorado at this time of the year. So a quick update for those folks expecting the game to already have kicked off. We have a slight delay. We believe the revised kickoff now is about 2 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm sure if the game can start in advance of that time, it will. But right now we're working to a 2 o'clock Mountain Time kickoff, 3 o'clock Central. So we're going to go ahead and let you enjoy this drone footage that we referred to earlier. A little bit of background music. Give yourself a chance to grab a drink, get settled in, and we'll look forward to joining you again here shortly for the start of this round of 16 National Final 2025 fall season game between Omaha Street FC and Provo, Utah FC. Welcome back once again to this UPSL 2025 Fall Season National Finals Playoff Round of 16 game between Omaha and Provo. Omaha Street FC with their starting 11. Number 1, Rodolfo Ramirez. Number 12, Jeremy Bernal. Number 5, Joel Azayamelkelele. Number 4, Jose Pena. Number 3, Jeff Sumali. Number 14, Christopher Gallardo. Number 8, Cesar Hernandez. Number 15, Jonathan DeLuna. Number 10, Javier Bade. Number 17, Anthony Genchi. And number 18, Uma Sissoko. Head coach, Rodrigo Peraza. And for Provo FC, their starting 11, number 25, Mateus Keeper. 19, Azriel Johnson. 4, Luis Carrena. 11, Carter Johnson. 5, Diego Silva. 16, Gui Leme. 6, Jordan Pena. 18, Alejandro Silva. 12, Leo Sabrera. 10, Steve Jasso. And number 8, top scorer with 16 goals so far this season, Alex James. We are ready to go. I'm your commentator, Mark Turner, here with the Veta Media team. Excited to bring you this game from Golden, Colorado. Let's get this round of 16 match underway and see which of these two teams earn themselves a slot in the National Final Playoff quarterfinals. Beautiful day here in Colorado. A little bit of a breeze. You can see from the jerseys. It's about 60 degrees. As you can see, there's no snow on the ground, despite being January in Colorado. It's actually been an unseasonably warm winter. I live in Colorado, so this is one of the few occasions I have the opportunity to actually broadcast from my home state, which is fantastic. And I will tell you, it has been ridiculously warm here in January. Early opportunity, gets in behind the defence. Goalkeeper comes out, ball slip past and goes wide of the goal. There is an offside flag. It wouldn't have counted. But within 30 seconds, so near to our opening goal of the game. Defender slides in, not able to make contact with the ball. Narrowly past the post. Good work from the goalkeeper, closing down the angle. Provo almost notching the opening goal within 30 seconds. Omaha in the white shirts, white shorts, black socks, going from left to right in the first half. Provo, Utah FC. Red jerseys, black shorts and socks, going from right to left. And it is they, the team from Utah, who have first sight of goal. A hot start. The team west of Colorado. Another ball through the defence and it catches out. Omaha, another break in behind. Goalkeeper comes out again in the pass. The shot is wide, excuse me. Good grief. Less than 2 minutes in and Provo could have been 2-0 up. Again, lax defending from Omaha. Goalkeeper does his job once again. Ramirez coming out to close down the angle. Really, that should have been on target. Both opportunities should have been on target. Both ended up doing exactly the same thing. Whistling past that far post. Score remains 0-0. Omaha Street FC. Really, you need to wake up. They've been under the cosh the first couple of minutes. It's the opening whistle. Now they have a little possession of their own. Not for long, though. Provo, Utah snapping in. Let's chip out by Mateus, keeper. Again, another ball in behind. Omaha defense. And this one does finally find its way into the back of the net. It took 3 bites of the cherry. But Provo, Utah have opened the scoring in less than 3.5 minutes. It looked like another wayward shot as they once again breached the Omaha defense. But on this occasion, it was a ball across the face of goal. Couldn't miss from there. I think that was Cabrera, number 12, with the finish. We'll get you confirmation of that here momentarily, and certainly by halftime, but I'm pretty sure that was number 12. Leo Cabrera. Omaha just haven't woken up. Absolute gilt-edged opportunities falling their way, or falling Provo's way, I should say. And here's our Veta Media people on the spot with the replay. Thank you so much. I believe that was number 12, Leo Cabrera, tapping home from close range. Provo, Utah FC, in less than 4 minutes, leading this round of 16 match. All in behind the defence again. Provo unable to get onto it this time. Good work from Ramirez. He was quick to respond and clear the ball, although it looks like there was an offside. May have been a foul. Either way, Omaha in possession. Omaha just looking very jittery. I imagine their nerves are a little bit jangly after the opening 4 minutes. They came into this match as favourites, topping their conference as they did. First place, only 1 defeat all season long, 1 defeat in 10 games. They've won their playoff games, scoring 4 goals in every round as well. Know how to find their way to net, and they typically don't look this jittery in defence. Again, another opportunity here. Not as clear cut, but not far away. Good defending from Omaha. We need a period of possession here. They need to settle the ball down. You can't be panicking just because they're a goal down in the first few minutes. There's so much of the game still to go. And of course, if we're tied up at 90 minutes, it'll go into extra time and penalty kicks as well if needed. So there is a lot of soccer still yet to play. If I'm the Omaha coach, I'm telling these guys, calm down, settle down. Get possession of the ball. Rome wasn't built in a day. You do not need to equalise this match in the next 30 seconds. Let's just find our way into this match. Omaha in possession now. Good ball out the right-hand side. It's Bade coming a crack across, chips it in. Well taken. Provo now with a little possession. Ball dinked over the top. Once again, they do like that ball over the top of the defence. Provo almost able to make something of it. Great work from top goal scorer Alex James. Number 8 for Provo. He's going to be a danger man this evening. Keep an eye on him. He is an absolute battering ram. Also got some pace. And equally good on both feet. A real handful. The Omaha Street defence. Ball again in behind the Omaha Street defence. Excellent work for Ramirez. Really needed to be Johnny on the spot there, but his defence caught lingering, able to get the ball on the second attempt. Such a nervous start from the team from Nebraska. Ramirez, though, is going to need to be on his toes, clearly. Until the defence gets itself sorted out. That was a fairly routine ball from Provo. It was a nice ball splitting the lines, but it wasn't anything particularly complex. Hit the ball through the channels. Have the runners time their runs so they stay on side. And all of a sudden it's high alert in the Omaha Street back line. And it may be again. Ball deflects back. Maybe another shot. And it is pulled wide. Goodness gracious, Steve Jasso holds his head in his hands. And well, he might. The ball deflects back to him. He brings it down with his left foot. And strikes it with his right. And just really overcomplicates the whole situation. He's found space. He's lost his marker. He has the whole goal to aim at. Jasso drags it wide. That's 4 gilt-edged opportunities now that Provo, Utah have had in the first 10 minutes. And they've only been able to convert one of them. So often, situations like that come back to haunt teams that have a very purple patch of dominance as Provo are enjoying right now. Provo again, just cutting open space in the Omaha Street defence at will. Oh, there may be a penalty kick. Oh, the referee's saying play on. There was certainly contact. I don't really know why the Provo player would have gone down. He was away from his man and in space. The defender was trailing him, clipped his heels, I thought. Referee decides no. Gonna get a replay again. Our folks from Veta Media on the spot there. Again, away from the man. Certainly there's a budge in the back. There's no doubt about that. I don't know whether or not the heels were clipped. And I think the referee maybe determined that Provo were looking for that contact. And the minute they felt an arm on their back, instantly went down looking for the penalty kick. That may or may not be true, but that seemed like a pretty forceful push in the back. And it certainly gave the referee a decision to have to make. Again, nervy times from Omaha Street. Jasso on the ball. He with the last opportunity. Well, doesn't have the ball for long. Referee decides there was a foul there. Actually, he's determined to throw in, despite the fact that I guess a foul was called initially, but it was thrown ultimately. Now the ball finds its way back to Provo once more. Again, some desperate defending from Omaha Street, but well done. Just holding off Provo attack, allowing Ramirez to gather the ball up. Hot start in the first 13 minutes. Multiple opportunities for Provo, Utah. Omaha Street still trying to find their way into this game. Haven't really troubled Mateus Keeper at the other end of the field as of yet. Again, Omaha coming into this match, one would argue is favourites. Only one defeat to their name, and they topped their conference. What a wonderful ball from left to right. Provo finding space with bodies in the box and opportunities. That's not maybe the right decision, though. Looking for that little flick outside of the foot, try and put a teammate in. Good thinking, but execution wasn't quite there. Provo, by comparison, in the Mountain West Division, they ended up 3rd after 10 games. They only lost 2 matches. They won 7. So they're no slouches, that's for sure. And their goal difference, their goals for and goals against, which obviously is which ultimately results in the goal difference, very similar between these two teams. Only a couple of goals either way between them. So the stats suggest they are pretty evenly matched, with Omaha Street maybe having the edge. Although, of course, that's down to the respective strength of their conferences. And maybe Omaha Street's conference was a little weaker than Provo, Utah's. But when you get down to the round of 16, the last handful of teams, at this point, you would expect every contest to be closely contested. There's not going to be much between these two teams. So far this evening, there has been Provo, Utah doing a better job of closing down, doing a better job in possession, and certainly bossing the opportunity stats right now in front of goal. I mentioned Omaha Street would do well to have a period of possession. They also probably need to step up their pressing game a little bit as well. Provo just seeming a little too relaxed on the ball. I'm Omaha Street. I'm trying to snap in, get a little closer, make those tackles, certainly in the middle third, and absolutely in my attacking third. Try to catch out Provo, Utah, and get that ball turned over in dangerous parts of the pitch. That's a nice ball into the middle. Well, it was a good attempt at least. Didn't quite hit its mark. Good idea, though, from DeLuna, number 15. Well, if you've enjoyed the opening 15 minutes of this match, and how can you not have, make sure you catch all of the UPSL National Final playoff games. Details can be found on social media at UPSL Soccer. Provo again in possession and high up the field. Ball finding its way back to James. James rolls it back into midfield. Ball finds its way back to James. Looks to flick it out to the right-hand side. Don't hate that. Nice little bit of flair. Didn't quite come off for him. It's always fun to see players show off their technique. Omaha Street, ball out from right to left. Does find its mark, rather surprisingly. It's Genshi who reeled that ball in and cut back. Received a little contact. Thought maybe he'd get something from the ref, as you can see here. Referee not interested. Ball out of play and a goal kick for Provo, Utah. I mentioned we've been having an unseasonably warm winter here in Colorado. At this point, by the beginning of January, we would have expected to have 3, 4, maybe even 5 or 6 snowfalls. Not all necessarily incredibly hard snowfalls, but half a dozen instances of snow making its way down. And we've only really seen one meaningful instance so far, which is really crazy. On Christmas Day, it was in the 60s, which I didn't really like. It was very hard to get into the Christmas spirit when you head outside and you feel like a short and t-shirts is all you need. I did actually go out on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, for those of you who aren't down with the Queen's English, and went out to do a little retail therapy. I had a t-shirt, a hoodie and a jacket on, and within 10 minutes the jacket came off, and 5 minutes later the hoodie came off. T-shirt was all I needed. I was wearing shades too. And this is December the 26th. Very, very strange. Omaha Street in possession. Good tackling in midfield. Now looking to try and create their first opportunity of the match. 18 minutes in. Cutting one way, then another. Good dogged defending though from Provo, Utah. Not taking the bait and coming away with the ball ultimately. So today, here in Golden, Colorado, it's about 60 degrees. As you can see, a pretty clear day. No snow on the ground. Beautiful conditions for a game of soccer. Nice work out on the right-hand side from goal scorer Cebrero. Chipped into the middle, looking for James, and why not? He's not able to respond quickly enough to the ball on that occasion. As I mentioned earlier, he will continue to be a danger man, a key danger man for Provo. Well, I've been very impressed with Provo in this first almost 20 minutes. In addition to goal-scoring opportunities that they've created, they look very comfortable on the ball. When they're out of possession, they win it back quickly. When they're in possession, as you can see there, they can mix it up. They have both a short game and a long game. Good crossfield pass there. And they possess a lot of offensive threat as well. It ended up being a long afternoon for Omaha Street, who I suspect are better than they're showing at this moment in time. As they grow into the game, things might change, but for right now, it's Provo, Utah again, back in possession and on attack. Roll back into the goal scorer, Cebrero looking for his second. Gathered in by Ramirez, who then quickly gets the ball out to Omaha Street. It felt like Provo, Utah had an abundance of options there. 4 players in attacking positions. One of them, James, who was rather frustrated that the ball didn't come to him. At the end of the day, Cebrero's shot, not his best effort. Omaha Street lived to fight another day. Ball over the top again. Provo's number 10. Yasso trying to gather the ball in. Get some help from Jaime, who wins his team a throw-in. Jaime, I should say. And I apologise if I'm mispronouncing that, but spelling, Y-A-I-M-E-S, suggests Jaime. Because it could be Jaime, it could be James, it could be James. Without phonetic information, it's difficult to know for sure. But we're going to go with James. I don't really suppose he'll care very much what I call him if he scores tonight and his team advance to the quarterfinals. Just call me the goal scorer, he'll say. And that he is. 16 goals to his name already, just outside of the top 20 goal scorers nationally in UPSL this season. He's tied on 16 goals, I think, with 7 or 8 different players. So not only will he be keen for his team to advance to the quarterfinals, but I'm sure he'll be anxious to notch another tally this evening and move himself away from that pack of 16. Throw in for Omaha Street. Well, headed away by Provo. Street win it back. Provo interject. Street once more. And that goes out for a goal kick. Provo trying to break away down the left-hand side with Jasso. Gives his teammate a thumbs up. Not able to make the connection on this occasion. I mentioned that these two teams are obviously playing in Colorado this evening in a neutral ground. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. The distance for the two of them is very, very similar. It's about almost exactly equidistant. Shot from Jasso over the bar. The one small advantage that Provo, Utah have over Omaha Street is that they are mountain time, which of course is the same as Colorado, whereas Omaha Street are on Central Time. So obviously there's an hour's variance there, not that that makes a whole lot of difference. I think it probably impacts you more the other way, honestly. A marginal benefit, and say that, if it's a benefit at all. The only marginal anything that Provo are going to be really interested in is the marginal advantage they have on the scoreboard right now, 25 minutes into the match. Their goal in the 4th minute through Sabrero remains the difference. Omaha Street trying to create something at the other end. The shot goes just wide. I actually think maybe Mateus got his hands to it. He did. It was a good shot on goal, and it was the first that Omaha have had this match. 25 minutes in, Mateus finally called into action, and he's equal to it, palming the ball away for a corner. I believe this is the first corner of the match, if memory serves. Either team. It's a good one too. Headed up in the air from Provo. Mateus comes out, punches it away with both fists. Very commanding from the Provo goalkeeper. Provo away again down the right-hand side. Chipped into the middle. Oh, it looks like a handball. The referee has given it as a free kick. Did a good job keeping up with play. Provo broke very quickly, but the referee was right there. Spotted the handball. It was an accidental handball. I think there was nothing in it per se, but it did impede. Yeah, there was nothing in it. It was a player tracking back, but it did impede the path of the ball. Otherwise, it would have made its way to Sabrero in a dangerous position. Good call from the referee. Provo, Utah, with what I believe is the first... Actually, it might be their second shooting free kick, shall we say. Free kick within shooting distance. It may end up still being a ball delivered into the box for a teammate, but it's certainly within shooting range. This is their second of the night, but again, it is chipped into the box, and it's, a header met and glanced wide. Ramirez wasn't going to get there. And I think that was James. And of all the players you want to have that fall to, he would be your pick if you were Provo. He got there, but he didn't get enough on the ball. Ends up grazing it past the post, rather than putting it in the back of the net. Omaha Street escape once again. They're really living on their wits. The team from Utah, very dominant in the chances column. I'd suggest it's 6-1, I think. Certainly can remember 5 chances off the top of my head, and I think that header there moments ago represents the 6th opportunity that Provo have had to score, and of course one of those they did score. This is Omaha's one shot on goal, which came just a couple of minutes ago. Mateus palming it out for a corner. Ball in from Omaha. Again, well headed out from Provo. They do a really good job of getting on the end of those high balls. Omaha back in possession. Looking again to deliver the ball into the box. Smart one this time. Chipped to the near side. Omaha winning themselves a throw-in. Smart thinking from Cesar Hernandez, number 8 for Omaha, rather than whipping the ball into the back post. Chipped it in the near side. Teammate being dispossessed. Winning his team. He throw in the process. Nice deep long throw into the box. Nobody challenging at the back stick. Provo looking to clear it. Didn't do a particularly good job of it. So Omaha looking to recycle. And that's a good snapshot to that front post. And I think it may have taken a deflection on the way and could result in the second corner of the game. Omaha. Yeah, chested down. Snapshot. It does catch a deflection on the way through. Good eye from the referee. Omaha looking to deliver another dangerous ball into the box. And that's another excellent one, although it goes a little long. Looked for a moment there like it was going to drop into the centre of the box. Ended up propelling out the far side. Half an hour into the match. Provo Utah FC still lead Omaha Street FC by a score of 1-0. A goal from Sabrero. Provo coming after the 4th minute. Their third very clear sight on goal within the first 4 minutes. Third time was a charm for Provo. Sabrero dispatching that opener. Touch. Provo away down the left wing. All into the box. Just a little too far though for... I think it's Jaimez again waiting to get on the end of it. Excellent run though from Silva down that left-hand side. The delivery not quite matching the speed and the smarts that he demonstrated in getting that far up the field that quickly. Provo Utah look dangerous every single time they break. Now Omaha have a break of their own. The numbers are pretty evenly matched. Might find its way through to one of their strikers. It does. Mateus spreads himself and is able to gobble the ball up. Good opportunity for Omaha Street. A little bit of fortune on the way to goal. They weren't able to make the most of it. Very unconvincing with the finish. Mateus spreading himself, drawing that ball in. Good work from the Provo goalkeeper. With the best moment of the game for Omaha, who may have opportunity here. How did they miss that? Essentially an open goal. That was poor from Omaha Street. I'm sorry, you can't be that advanced up the field and be surprised when the ball makes its way through to you. I don't know what they were trying there. Looked like they were trying to bring the ball under the control or take a first touch. The ball has made its way through to you on the back stick. It's a wide open net. Put your foot through it. That absolutely could have been the equaliser for Omaha Street. They had a great opportunity just moments earlier. And then an open, what is essentially an open goal opportunity follows. Has to be maddening for the Omaha Street coaches. Chances don't come too much better than that when you're in the round of 16 in the national finals. Provo breaking down the right-hand side. They've got options. Lay the ball back. Takes a touch. Has a shot. Good block from the Omaha Street defence. Again, Provo rolling their man and creating opportunity and a good shot at the end of it too. Really good work from Provo. Making something out of nothing. And like I said just a couple of minutes ago, they look dangerous every time they go forward. Oh, a opportunity flashes through the goal mouth. Omaha doing a good work down the right-hand side in the setup. And the ball came in the middle of the box. Only one teammate to aim for. Almost found him too. Nervy moments for Provo. Here now with the ball out here on the right-hand side. Lofted into the box, cleared out by Provo. We're back in possession, and with players on the run down both sides of the field. It's going to find a lot. It's going to take a lot, to find Jasso here on the left-hand side. It is found Jasso! Oh! And Steve Jasso absolutely could have doubled Provo's advantage there. Fantastic ball into the box. Such good work down the right-hand side. Not easy to dig that cross out. But the chances that it would find Jasso were slim. It did find Jasso, and he had a chance to notch Provo second, and Provo again on the attack. It has been mostly Provo in the first 35 minutes. 2 or 3 good opportunities for Omaha, arguably the best of the entire half so far. That open goal opportunity just a few minutes ago. Provo, by and large, have been bossing this game offensively, and certainly could be better off than just the 1-goal lead that they currently are enjoying. Diego Silva with the give and go. He's got some wheels and he's away down the left-hand side. Nice recovery. It was Cedar Moyen, number 7. Did a good job of sliding in and cutting out that opportunity before Silva could deliver a ball into the box. Jasso now in possession. Wheels away from his man as though he isn't there. Looks to go past a second. Cuts one time. Cuts a second time. Good ball into the box. Cleared out hurriedly by Omaha. Are they now able to counter? Lovely ball down the right-hand channel with the body in the box. Cuts one way, cuts another. That might be, well, referee saying get up again. Looks like a good shout for a penalty kick. It was definitely contact. So here's my contention. Yes, there's contact. It's shoulder to shoulder. We'll cut that for a second. Silva's on the run again down the left-hand side. Will Silva go for it on his own on this occasion? Tries to, but runs out of real estate. Here's my contention on that penalty opportunity. That was shoulder to shoulder, and it's difficult to know from the commentary box whether there was sufficient strength in that push for the player to go down. However, there was little to no attempt made to win the ball. So when you go in physically on a player like that, in the penalty box, you really are living dangerously. You've got to at least attempt to go for the ball. Jasso in possession, may have an opportunity to slide it home, and he does! And Provo, Utah do now finally, 38 minutes into the game, have their second of the match. Very typical composure from Jasso. He's had several opportunities already in the first half. Unable to convert any of them until the 38th minute. No mistake for Steve Jasso on this occasion. Provo, Utah with the brace. Omaha Street with some work to do. Omaha Street trying to win the ball back in the middle of the field. Mentioned after the first goal, 4 minutes in, they didn't need to panic. They didn't need to overplay their hand. They just needed to settle down, get a little possession, find their way into the game. Well, now they're 2-0 down. Less than 40 minutes in, and I'd suggest that there's probably the need for an appropriate degree of panic at this point. Don't lose their heads. But they do have to try and find some way back into this game. That's a great ball through from Jasso. This could be number 3, going around the goalkeeper, but just gone too wide. And I think that was James. Again, lovely weighted ball from Jasso. Goalkeeper did a good job. Ramirez coming out and closing down the space, forcing the striker wide. Was a heavy touch, though. I'm not going to suggest that 3-0 it's game over, but it would have been a mountain for Omaha Street to climb in the second half. Not too dissimilar from the ones you can see in the background there. They were trailing 3-0 at the break. I say that because Omaha have just continued to struggle to get into this game. They've shown flashes of what they're about. Just nothing sustained to suggest they can claw their way back from 3-0 down or even 2-0 down. But one goal can change everything, and it's going to come from Provo! And that could be the goal that makes the difference in the 41st minute. I think it might be James. I think he may finally have his goal. Again, good work down the right-hand side. It is James risking his hamstrings to get that vital final touch, giving him his 17th goal of the season and Provo, Utah's 3rd of the night. Omaha Street have gone from having a hill to climb to having a mountain to climb to facing Pikes Peak. Maybe only those who live in Colorado or live here on the Rocky Range have an appreciation for that reference, but it is something like America's Mountain that faces Omaha Street FC now. If they are going to get back into this game, they have some work to do. Every step to the summit starts with a single goal. And that's what Omaha Street need to do. And as far as they're concerned, the sooner the better. They can get a goal on the board before halftime. Might give them a shot in the arm, a little belief, some hope. They can turn this game around. We've seen some fantastic games so far in this UPSL National Finals playoff. So despite the fact that I just moments ago suggested that that could be the goal that settles the match, I've also seen more than one team score 3 or more goals in the second half of a game so far in these playoffs. So if you're an Omaha Street FC fan, you're keeping the dream alive. Really have to think they do need to be the next team to score, though. Provo were to notch a 4th. So about 90 seconds to go, and any additional stoppage time that the referee tacks on in this first 45 minutes. A dominant performance in attack from Provo, Utah, who intercept again in the attacking third, and they have numbers up. A lot of red shirt options. Good defending from Omaha Street, winning the ball back. Ball through the heart of Provo's defence. Surely offside. A flag has gone up. It was a good ball from Javier Bade, number 10, for Omaha. Really split the Provo defence wide open, but they also had a great offside line. They knew what they were doing. Not too much panic as Umar Sissoko got on the end of that ball. Began making his way toward the Provo goal. Linesman flag went up very, very quickly. All I hear to the left-hand side, it's Jasso on it once more. Jasso into the centre of the box. It's 4-0. Jasso, the provider on this occasion. It was a gut-busting run. And I think it was Sobrera again. It's very hard to tell at this distance and with the sunlight directly in our eyes. I think it was number 12, Sobrera. Thanks to our folks at Veta Media. We're going to get another look at that. Well, it's certainly 2 numbers on the back of the shirt, but again, almost impossible to tell. I believe it was Sobrera. We'll try and get final confirmation for you of that at half-time. What I can tell you, though, with complete certainty, is that at the half-time spot, Omaha Street FC lead the field with their heads down, trailing as they do by 4 goals to 0 to Provo, Utah FC. I don't think anybody, not even the most enthusiastic Provo fan, could have predicted this scoreline at the half-time break. But here in the UPSL 2025 Fall Season National Finals Playoff Round of 16 game, that's what we have on our hands, folks. A remarkable opening 45 minutes. Hopefully more of the same in the second half. Nice if Omaha Street could get on the board too. Really make a match of this. But they're going to need to dig deep and pick their heads back up this second 45 if they want any hope whatsoever of progressing to the quarterfinals. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Victoria Sports Park in Golden, Colorado. For this UPSL 2025 fall season National Finals playoff round of 16 game between top-seeded, at least in tonight's contest, Omaha Street FC and Provo, Utah FC. As you can see, despite the fact there isn't much to choose between these teams in their league records, Omaha slightly edging out Provo in seeding stakes. That hasn't shown up on the scoreboard. Provo, Utah with a dominating first half scoring performance, leading Omaha Street by 4-0. First goal came in the 4th minute from Cabrera. Jasso doubled the advantage in the 38th minute. Top goal scorer Alex James, notching team's 3rd and his 17th of the season on the 41st minute. And they weren't done there. We believe it was Cabrera tallying his brace, his first half brace in the 45th minute. That was 4 goals and a distinct advantage to the team from Utah. Omaha Street with some work to do and 45 minutes in which to do it. If they can pull off a miracle, it may even go into extra time and penalty kicks. For Omaha Street FC, it's 1 goal at a time. For Provo, Utah FC, it's can we get this game over the line? We're going to find out in the next 45 minutes. And who knows what else. We'll check roster numbers here in a moment. I'm imagining Provo may have made a couple of substitutions. Certainly could stand to do it at 4-0. Or the coach may decide just to wait sort of 10-15 minutes into this half before starting to switch players out. 4-0 feels like a pretty good cushion for Provo. An opportunity to give other players playoff minutes if the coaches decide to do so. Early possession from Omaha Street, but Provo win the ball back with a good interception, and that has happened more than once this evening. Provo certainly don't need help from Omaha Street. Omaha Street doing a good job, though, winning the ball back. And looking to try and spring something at the other end. Maybe not as quick as they would like, and Provo able to get back in numbers. Still, though, Omaha Street in possession in the attacking third, looking for their first shot on goal of the half. Fairly routine save from Matthias. Beautiful evening here in Golden, Colorado. It's golden by name, golden by nature this evening. The sun is starting to make its way down. Probably going to be about an hour or so before we get close to sunset. But of course, with the mountains here, you can lose track of the sun a little earlier than out on the plains of Nebraska. Right now, though, we have a beautiful golden hue across the match. Omaha Street trying to get in again, getting behind the Provo defence. Not troubling Matthias on this occasion. Golden, Colorado, perhaps most famous, being the home of one of America's largest and most popular breweries, Coors. Wouldn't necessarily say I'm a Coors fan per se, but the brewery tour is pretty fantastic. Gotta give them props for that. So if you're in and around Golden, Colorado, which is just out on the west side of Denver, and you have an opportunity to check out the Coors Brewery Tour, other breweries are of course available as Colorado has the second highest concentration of microbrews in the United States, second only to Washington State. Lots of options for you, but Coors is certainly one of them. Brave defending from Omaha Street. Getting the ball back to Ramirez. Actually, the referee's whistle has gone. I'm not sure if it was for a foul or an offside, but either way, Omaha Street back in possession. A little bit of wrestling there, and an arm goes back from Provo. Referee could interject, decides to allow play to carry on. Provo looking to break down the right-hand side. Ball into the box, flashes across the face of the goal. No Provo forward able to make a connection on this occasion. Defending from Provo. Ball goes back to Mateus. No panic. Nice peppy start from Omaha Street, who obviously looking to try and find a toehold in this game. But they definitely started with some fight. And have gotten the ball up front pretty effectively, just looking for that end product. Oh, that's a good tackle. Good sliding tackle. Wins the chance back. Oh, and it's dragged wide. Sissoko will want that back. Really should have found the back of the net. Really good defending, or I guess I should say a tackle. Kind of a lunge. It's trying to deflect the ball into Sissoko's path, which it did. I don't know if Sissoko's favoured foot is his left or his right, but that opportunity fell to his left foot. He was only able to drag it across the face of goal. Good opportunity for Omaha Street. Provo now on the attack at the other end. And this could be how the second half goes. Could be end-to-end stuff. Oh, a lovely flick back. Trying to find James. Work from Omaha Street, though, again, who are getting a little closer to their Provo counterparts in this second half so far. Snapping in and winning the ball back. I mean, what do you have to lose? You're an Omaha Street player at this point. Initially, it's about pride. You want to leave it all out there on the field. Say you tried your best, did everything you possibly could. And in the effort, doing that, and that's a shot just over the crossbar. That's a really good struck shot. I don't know if it's going to lead to a corner. I think Mateus got fingers on it. Yes, he did, and it is a corner for Omaha Street. Well, I was just saying that you leave everything on the field, and at the end of the day, que sera, sera. Omaha Street did a good job there of winning the ball back, transitioning from one end of the field to the other, and the que sera, sera was almost our opening goal of the night. Were it not for a good fingertip save from Mateus, corner goes deep. Headed over the crossbar, goal kick to Provo. Good work. And the Utah goalkeeper. It's a well-struck shot. It was very central. It was right over his head. It still needed him to get something on it. Provo also have the advantage, as if they need any more advantages, of playing with the sun at their back. Omaha Street, if they're going to find their way back into this game, are going to have to do so with the sun in their eyes. It just makes the proposition of their recovery even more challenging. Certainly not impossible, as we just saw from that opportunity a few moments ago. Now we have a Provo player down. There was a coming together in the box. So this playoff game, obviously at a neutral venue. Pretty equidistant, though, between the two teams. At least driving routes. Provo a little closer, about 470 miles from Provo to Golden, Colorado. About a 7-hour drive. Shot from Provo, near post, and it's another goal. Omaha Street caught out. Lumet, very composed, sliding it in at the front post. That would have to disappoint the Omaha Street coaching staff and indeed the team themselves. They really weren't alert to the danger there. Provo made the most of it. Louis Lemay, the ultimate benefactor. Provo, Utah, 5-0. This is not a scoreline I would have expected to see in a national final, Sweet 16 playoff game. Yes, that term largely only applies to basketball and American football. I guess it's a traditional round of 16, as we would say in soccer. Either way, at this juncture, I would not expect a 5-0 scoreline. I'm sure Omaha Street didn't expect it either. Truth be told, I don't know if Provo would have expected it. Right now, they've got to take care of Silva on the left-hand side. The man with wheels. We saw how much pace he had to burn on this side of the field in the first half. He's a nuisance again in the second. Provo with the ball again, some really, really good footwork. Trying to feed the ball back to Cabrera, who I think is on for a hat-trick. We'll come back to nerding out on geography again in just a second. So again, I mentioned that Provo is about 470 miles away. At least the driving route. Omaha is about 550. So about 80 miles difference between them. Only about 30 minutes in driving time. 7.5 hours from Nebraska. About 7 hours from Provo. The difference, of course, being the mountain range. Provo have to navigate some pretty hilly terrain. And that, of course, affects speed limits and all of that goodness. Whereas anyone who's been out in the eastern plains of Colorado, out to Kansas or Nebraska, will know that it's as flat can be. It's pretty much a straight shoot. Pretty much I-76 the whole way. Omaha now looking for a straight route to goal. Flipped into the back post, no one there to benefit from it, although it does finally find its way. This is Sissoko, who's not able to tuck it into Genchi. Referee not having any say there in the attempt at a free kick, to earn a free kick at least. I think it was Sissoko went down like a house of cards. Referee right there, as he has been all night, to be fair. The referee really has been on the spot. An excellent game. Provo looking for their 6th of the night. Stout defending on this occasion, though, from Omaha. And then turn the ball over again. And Provo looking to break in behind the defense once more. Goalkeeper comes out, but really shows too much of the near side of the goal to Carter Johnson. And then the 59th minute, it is he who tucks away Provo's 6th of the match. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in rout territory. I, of course, have no dog in the hunt. I'm just here to commentate and enjoy a soccer spectacle, but it would be a hard-hearted man indeed who didn't feel something for the team from Nebraska. They would not have expected to travel the 7.5 hours to Golden, Colorado and find themselves 6-0 down after an hour of football. And we're going to call it, folks, and I'm not being particularly brave in doing so. This round of 16 game is over. It'll be Provo, Utah FC into the quarterfinals. Where they will meet either Matthias Almeida FC or FC Brownsville. Omaha Street FC will have to head back to Nebraska, licking their wounds, taking some consolation, although I'd imagine it would be scant after tonight's performance of their excellent conference season this last fall. They topped their conference division, only lost one game in the process. And there's always next season. But this will be hard to take. This will be incredibly hard to take. Omaha Street would have come to Golden, Colorado today with high aspirations, believing this game was there for the taking. But quite frankly, they haven't shown up in any kind of consistent way this evening. Had a few moments of sparkle and opportunity, but clearly they haven't made the most of the opportunities that they have manufactured. Whereas Provo, Utah, well, on more than 6 occasions, they have opened up the Omaha Street defense, and on 6 of those occasions, the ball in the back of the net. Omaha with a shot, straight into the breadbasket. It was a good shot from Cesar Hernandez, but it was directly at Matthias. Gathered it into his stomach without any fuss. Ball in for Provo. Good first time touch and a good work as well from Ramirez. Well met in the air by substitute Benjamin Ortiz. I don't know if that was a touch to try and bring it under, or if that was really a first-time cushioned shot. He was trying to direct it into the far corner. Either way, Ramirez was alert to it. Did a good job. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but do we have potential national champions in the making here in Provo, Utah? I see that chance here a moment ago falling to Ortiz. No, I think he was trying to bring it down. Either way, it was a heavy touch and it could have gone past the goalkeeper. Could have caught him out. Ramirez alert to it. Here, you have to think after tonight's performance, Provo, Utah FC, they definitely have their hackles up. They have to have the potential as well as any team in the next round of progressing further and maybe all the way to the final. certainly have some firepower. They have pace. They have some very technical players. Good goalkeeper. It's a little early to say that the UPSL 2025 full national championship titles making its way to Utah. But it could. Good work from Provo again. Not really anything to aim at in the middle, though. Omaha able to clear it out. But Provo regaining possession. Ball back into the centre of the box again. Gobbled up by the Omaha defence. It was an offside anyway. Provo rather playing with Omaha Street now. I have to imagine they're feeling very relaxed. Just enjoying their soccer, rolling it around, creating chances, and here's another one. Goalkeeper comes out, ball goes into the middle of the box, deflected away. Good defending from Omaha. Good build-up from Cebrero. Silva looking just to stroke that ball home. Ramirez with other ideas. The front post, not able to get to it. It took a Herculean defensive effort to deflect that ball out for a corner. Never say too little too late. Only in as much as if I'm an Omaha Street player out there, I'm playing for pride. I want to do everything I can to show my coach I left it out on the field, despite the fact we ended up on the losing side. Good acrobatic effort. Might have been the goal of the match had that gone in. It was Ortiz again. The sub clearly anxious to get his name on the score sheet. A score sheet that includes 5 other Provo Utah goal scorers. Cabrera opening the scoring in the 4th minute and then sealing his brace in the 45th minute. Sandwiching 2 goals. One in the 38th from Jasso, one in the 41st from James. It was 4-0 at half-time. Took less than 10 minutes in the second half for Leme to add to that tally, registering Provo's 5th, and Johnson just shy of an hour, notching the 6th. If you've enjoyed tonight's game and you want to stay on top of all of the UPSL playoff matches, and why would you not? It's entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. Then check out all things UPSL on social media. You know where to go. At UPSL Soccer. There's gorgeous mountains in the backside and in the background. Now, I never tire of that view here in Colorado. As I mentioned earlier, I live here in the Centennial State. I remember driving into Colorado over 20 years ago and seeing those mountains for the first time and turning to my wife and saying, if I ever get tired of that view, I'll leave. Well, as a family, we did actually have a couple of sojourns to other states. On both occasions, I told my wife, you know, I'm not tired of that view yet. And on both occasions, we found our way back to Colorado. Once you've lived in and amongst the Rocky Mountains, it is difficult to leave. Tugs at the heartstrings. It permeates you deep. I know it sounds like a romantic notion, but it is a beautiful place to live. Good work out on the left-hand side. Cross dug out from Isabel. Provo still in possession. Cebrero trying to get his hat-trick. His teammates trying to help him. It's just not falling for him right now. Omaha Street A rare attack at the other end. It's Bade trying to get in behind the defence. Does get a nudge. Free decides it is... I don't think it's a corner. The 3 potential penalty kick shouts that we've seen this evening, I think that was the weakest of them. You do wonder in these situations if the referee might go, you know what, you're 6-0 down. I'm going to toss you a gimme. Shouldn't do that. The referee should just referee the game and what he sees. That's exactly what he's doing. Omaha Street are going to score tonight. They're going to have to earn it. And they only have a little over 20 minutes left. Long ball, again delivered deep to the back post, which has kind of been the MO for Omaha. And it hasn't served them particularly well. Shot from distance, stings the hands of Mateus in the Provo, Utah goal. He just decided not to take any chances there. We could have dropped it out in front of him, decided instead to push it off to the side. We have another Omaha corner. That's actually a better corner. Good fists from Mateus, punching the ball away. Good defending from Omaha. Take a quick look at the playoff round. I said this is a round of 16. It is the round of 16 on this side of the bracket. That's how it's termed. Shot over the crossbar. Not troubling Mateus on that occasion. In actuality, there are 32 teams still left in the national finals. 16 on either side of the bracket. On what we're now going to call Provo, Utah's side of the bracket. As I mentioned, they will be playing one of Matthias Almeida or FC Brownsville. And at the top of that bracket of 16, Bellevue Athletic or Valley 559 will be playing one another to determine who then in the quarterfinals squares up to SoCal or Next Level Soccer. Athletic, Valley 559, SoCal, Next Level, Matthias Almeida, FC Brownsville, and Provo, Utah. Side of the bracket. On the other side, Chicago Nation FC bested Foot Ohio SC recently to go into the quarterfinals. On their side of the bracket, they are the first team to progress to the quarters. Provo, of course, will be joining them here in about 18 minutes. Let's pause there while Provo have a free kick. Ortiz over it. Is it short? Ball gets played all the way out to the left-hand side. Provo with a couple of options in the centre of the box. If they can deliver across, they don't. They decide to spin back. Ball comes back inside. Shot from distance. Well over the crossbar. Well, I mentioned that Chicago are the only team to advance to the quarters. I apologise. My screen was partially blocked and I didn't spot that New York Renegades had also made it to the quarters. They'll actually be squaring off against Chicago Nation after having beaten Capital City Islanders in their round of 16 match. So we know one of the quarterfinal games, again, Chicago Nation FC against New York Renegades FC. Should be a tasty match. Omaha Street banging on the door. Several shots here getting blocked by Provo players. Team from Nebraska just not able to find their way through. The referee may have given a free kick here, though, in favour of Omaha, and if he has, this is a dangerous range. We have a Provo player on the floor. I don't know if the referee's just stopping play. Oh, the player recovers. While they're doing that, let's just round out the round of 16 games on Chicago and New York side of the bracket. SCU Heat will be squaring up to Caledonia Pro Profile, and FC America Spurs will be playing the winners of Florida Premier and Miami United. So still a number of decisions to be made, but those are the teams who have advanced or have the potential to advance. A lot of soccer still yet to be played, as I mentioned earlier. Check out all information at UPSL Soccer on social media. Omaha Street FC, free kick from a dangerous range. Provo with their wall. Omaha go over it and over the crossbar too. "15 minutes to play and any added time." I don't imagine there'll be a ton of added time. We have had a couple of stoppages, but if the referee is merciful, the whistle will go on the 90th minute or shortly thereafter. Now, these are the kind of games when they're so one-sided that the other team ends up scoring an absolute banger of a goal. I mean, a player just scores a worldie, the like of which he's never scored before or would ever score again. And that goal so often gets lost in the mists of time because they've been on the end of a heavy defeat. I wonder if we might see that this evening. Any of the Omaha players have it in them. A bicycle kick from 25 yards out. Flying volley in a crowded box. A diving header. Stranger things have happened. Hey, what won't be happening? Omaha Street FC won't be progressing to the quarterfinals on their side of the bracket. They have been emphatically dispatched this evening by the team from Utah. A dominant performance. And a deserved victory for Provo Utah FC. A victory in truth, sealed certainly within an hour. Maybe after 54 minutes when Lemme put Provo Utah 5-0 up. But again, on the 59th minute when Johnson scored, it was absolutely a done deal. All done bar the shouting, as the saying goes. We want to give a quick shout out as well to the Veta Media production team, a crew that I have the pleasure of working with for every UPSL game. Top quality professionals. They do a wonderful job. All the graphics you see on screen are down to those guys. They're providing us with the live stream. They give us all the replays. It's a fantastic team to work with. Props again to Veta Media this fall season. Hopefully our work together isn't done. Look forward to commentating on other games here in the playoffs. I'll be fascinated to see how these brackets develop. I'll be fascinated to see how Provo Utah do in the next round. We have an injury to a Provo player. It happened right under our noses. It's actually the sub, Eden Gassentini. Was under pressure from an Omaha Street player, but not a high degree of pressure. It just seemed like his leg went out from under him. And you hate to see that. It could be a hamstring. Gassentini definitely looks distressed. The referee's coming over to check on him. Amar's a sub, maybe subbed out. As you can see, under a little pressure, but it really just slipped out. It was that right leg that went out from under him. And that's the one he's clutching. Hopefully he's okay. If there's any question whatsoever, he really should leave the field. There's no point risking him when your team is 6-0 up. That may be the point the referee's making. Send him back to the locker room. Let him go chill out in the bath. Throw back an orange juice. Santini does really seem to be in a lot of distress. Whether he's going to be subbed out or whether he's going to receive medical attention, something needs to happen here. I was being helped off the field. So Provo, Utah, we need to sub the sub in order to get back to full strength. Omaha trying to find their way through, and they do! They finally break their duck! Well, that was rather out of nowhere. It was a one-man show, and I mentioned worldies can happen. I wouldn't put that necessarily in the worldie category. But that was certainly resilience and determination. I think it was one of the subs. I believe it was Gael Ibarra, number 19. Finally getting Omaha Street on the board in the 83rd minute. Really tenacious effort from Ibarra as he stumbled through attempted tackles and the Provo, Utah defense. He was able to just find enough strength and composure to poke that ball. Ars Mateus. He'll be disappointed, of course. Every goalkeeper wants a clean sheet. But it's hard to deny. Omaha, Utah at least one goal this evening. Something to represent their efforts. Provide a little consolation on that long journey back to Nebraska. Well, they're looking for a second now, and it's taking some additional defending from Provo, Utah, to stem this little bit of a tide that Omaha Street is starting to generate. Ball into the box, headed on, could be met at the back post. It is met at the back post by Hernandez. It had asked a lot of him. Really stretching to get on the end of that. Made the connection, but just not able to get over it in a meaningful way and directed on goal. That could have been the worldie I was looking for. 15 minutes, a little over 15 minutes still to go. Provo, Utah with a dominating lead. Very little danger of them relinquishing it, despite the fact Omaha Street now finally on the scoreboard. Provo, Utah living a little dangerously in defence. Not a bad shot. Hit well from distance. I think it was Bade he got over it. Wasn't a million miles away. Feels like Omaha Street's players are only going for the spectacular now. You think they heard me? It's a long ball, deep, down the right-hand side. Trying to set Morales away. Morales with the quick throw in. Ball gets headed out. Provo's throw again. Good chop and step away from Provo. Oh, nice little shimmy as well. Shot to the near post. Well gathered in. Johnson looking to add to his tally. Showed some nice skills in the build-up to that shot. The shot, though, not all it could be. Little chop to begin with. A little shimmy there. Cuts to his less favoured left foot. Be routine for Ramirez. Provo back in possession. Ball swung out here to Johnson. Provo playing some keep away now. Swinging the ball from one side of the field to the other, and Mateus in goal just eating up as much time as he possibly can. No reason for Provo, Utah to do anything else. This game is absolutely done and dusted. Ball down the left-hand side, finds Johnson. About to get doubled up on. What can he do in this situation? Good footwork, goes past one. Manages to get through the legs of another. Slides it inside. To chip to the back post, and there's your spectacular. It was the subs combining. Weisabal chipping it to the back post, where Ortiz was shaping up for the highlight reel. Great idea. Not quite the execution. You're a Provo, Utah sub in this game, though, and you've made your way onto the field. You want to be a starter in the next match, and you're going to try and do everything you can to turn the coach's head. Had Ortiz been able to find the back of the net there, that would have fallen under the category of turning the coach's head. So we're into the final minute of regular time. I imagine we will have at least a couple of minutes of stoppage. Largely for the injury to Piacentini. Provo sub, who then himself had to be subbed a few minutes ago. He was down on the ground for a good 2 or 3 minutes. Probably longer than that, truth be told. But I'm imagining the referee won't add too much to the clock. There's just no need to. Well, if you were to summarise this game in one word, I think I would choose surprising. Good shot from distance into Mateus. Easily gathered, keeper drops to the ground again, absorbing another few seconds. Provo, Utah came to play. They were hot out of the gate from the first whistle. It created 3 gilt-edged opportunities in the first 3 minutes. Omaha Street struggled to find their feet early doors. And truth be told, really struggled to find their feet in any kind of a consistent way throughout this match. Their performance has been punctuated by high spots. They were never really able to get up a concerted head of steam and put Provo, Utah under any pressure for any period of time. Provo, Utah clinical at the other end of the field. It sort of goes without saying, when you score 6 goals, you've been clinical. They've also just been very, very good. I haven't seen Provo, Utah this season, so I can't speak to if this performance is consistent with how they played throughout the fall. But I imagine this has to be one of their best performances, if not their best performance of the fall season. They dominated just about every aspect of play. They were more effective at pressing when they weren't in possession. When they were in possession, they did a good job of moving the ball from one side of the field to the other and transitioning through the thirds quickly. And again, as we've already said, clinical in front of goal. An excellent all-round performance for the team from Utah. Omaha Street with a penalty kick. It's Bade against Matthias. Another potential consolation goal. Omaha Street, if Bade can dispatch this spot kick. And he can with aplomb. Well struck, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Omaha Street on the 93rd minute and with the final kick of the game, score their second goal to bring some degree of respectability to the scoreline, although, let's be real here, folks, Provo, Utah did a demolition job. And the team from Nebraska winning out by a final score of 6-2. A magnificent performance from Provo. A night largely to forget for Omaha. They had a great conference season, but they just didn't show up in the way they needed to this evening. As I mentioned early on, it was Provo on the ascendancy. 4 minutes in, Cabrera with the opening goal. Yasso with composure. Tucked home the second. And top goal scorer James notched his 17th of the season and Provo's third for the evening. They weren't done though in the first half. Cabrera securing his brace and Provo's fourth before the teams went in for the break. Unfortunately for Omaha, it was more of the same in the second half. LeMay on the 54th minute, scoring Provo's fifth. And on the 59th minute, Johnson wrong-foot Ramirez in the Omaha goal for the sixth goal. Omaha, they're able to pull one back in the 83rd minute. Ibarra battling his way through the defence before slotting the ball past Mateus pretty emphatically. Before the referee awarded a penalty kick for Omaha for this infringement. And with the final kick of the match, in the 93rd minute, Bade dispatching Omaha's second. A mere consolation. A rough night for the team from Nebraska. A jubilant night for the team from Utah. It is they who progress into the final 8 on this side of the bracket. A UPSL 2025 Fall National Championship hope still intact. Omaha's, unfortunately for them, in tatters. That's where we'll leave you this evening. It's been my pleasure to commentate on this match. Mark Turner along with the Veta Media team. We look forward to catching you at the next game. Good night.
Martin, Nico Colasci with the recovery, once again the cross, they could shoot, and it's in!
As that guy Fran, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fran.
Good pass over the right side, the shot!